And I've been listening to Primus, Rage Against the Machine, and Interpol all day long. So I'm like, I've got music in my hair. I'm like, argh. Where did I put that book? There was a race car driver. Oh, my lips are so chapped. Like, I can't put enough chapstick on today. You guys having that problem too? Hair. Crazy freaking hair. Give me a go with hair. Long, beautiful hair. Why do they make things like this, people? Too bright. Too bright in here. Where am I? Sweater. Okay. Well, I can't sit still. Can't sit still. Too much coffee today. Hey, everybody. Pull yourself together, Dina. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Books Yada Yada. I'm Dina and thank you for watching my channel. So today, I just really quick, you guys, I wanted to talk about this show that we've been watching on Amazon Prime. So for those of you who get Amazon Prime, it is called Utopia, okay? And I am not going to say too much about it, but Gillian Flynn, John Cusack, Rainn Wilson, aka Dwight Schrute, Raisins, Comics, and High Conspiracy. That's all I'm going to say. It is a fantastic show. We binged it over the weekend. If you get a chance to watch this, I promise you, I know my Booktube buddies out there, it will not disappoint. It is unpredictable. It is a crazy, crazy train. Okay? All right, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Utopia, check it out. So today we're doing my October TBR. And it's kind of more like my hope to read, because those of you who know me well, and I've explained this many times, I'm a mood reader. So I'm not going to set myself up for colossal failure like I've done before so many times, where I wanted to read all of these books and they all sounded so great. And then it came time to read them and I was like, no. So these are books that I know that I really want to read. Okay, so it might be kind of a shorter list. I want you to give me your feedback and let me know, out of all the books that I've chosen, the top 3 books that you want me to read. And I will read them. Because see, I'm better if someone tells me what to do. I know, right? So if you tell me, then I'm going to read them. Maybe I'm not so good at people telling me what to do. No, I'm usually not, but from you guys, yes. So the first book is called The House Guest by Mark Edwards. I love Mark Edwards, you guys. I just have to say, he is an amazing writer. Now, he has quite a catalog, and I first started getting into him. He's a thriller suspense writer, British writer, so always sets this incredibly atmospheric, great mood in his books. And I first started getting into him probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and have read a good chunk of his books, and they have never, ever disappointed me. So this one I've been wanting to read for a while. I feel like it came out in June or July, and it's been on my TBR, and I read a bunch of crappy books on my TBR that I wish I hadn't, and had read The House Guest instead. So it is number 1 on my TBR. And really quick, I'm just going to read the synopsis for this book. And I don't like doing this. I don't like reading the synopsis because it's such a pain, but I am terrible at explaining things. So yeah, I got my knees on the table. I got my feet on the table. I don't care. I can't sit still. I'm like rocking in my chair, which is probably not a good idea, because I was always that kid in class that would rock in their chair sometimes, like when I was little, and I'd fall backwards. Yeah, that was me. I was the sit on my hands kid. Sit on your hands, Dina. That was me. Anyway, so Ruth and Adam are a British couple who get this opportunity to house sit for the summer for another couple named Jack and Mona. They meet Jack and Mona on a cruise, okay, and they immediately strike up a really nice friendship with this American couple. So Jack and Mona are like, hey, if you're ever in the States, please feel free to stay with us. So Jack and Mona go on a retreat, and it was perfect timing, and everything worked out. And Ruth and Adam get the chance to spend the summer in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, which is, well, part of Brooklyn. It's kind of a hipster, trendy area of Brooklyn. So they're loving it in New York. Ruth is an aspiring actress. Adam is a aspiring writer. So they're young and loving it in New York so far, except one day, a stranger named Eden shows up on their doorstep in the middle of the night, soaking wet, and claims to know Jack and Mona, and is asking if she can basically stay with them, then that Jack and Mona wouldn't mind at all. So Ruth and Adam try to contact Jack and Mona. They never hear back because Jack and Mona are in some retreat in New Mexico. But they figured, you know what, Eden seems cool, right? She seems okay. Let's go ahead and just go with it and trust her and let her stay, right? As this happens, within a few days, they spend a hard night partying, as so many of those young folks do, right? And the next morning when Adam wakes up, Ruth and Eden are gone, just vanished into thin air. And so that is the premise of the book. Apparently, there are some cult undertones here, or this is moving into some kind of, that's not a spoiler, cult direction, which I love because I was raised in a cult, a religious cult. So I love books about cults because I can relate to them. So that is my first book. Second book, Confessions on the 745 by Lisa Unger. I love Lisa Unger, you guys. She's one of those writers that is always just hits the nail on the head for me. So this one I have been waiting for a while. It actually releases on October 6th. I'm very excited about this one. This is a story about a woman named Selena who is commuting home from her job in the city, and the train stalls on the tracks. She ends up striking up a conversation with a woman named Martha. And Martha confesses to Selena that she's been having an affair with her boss. And in turn, Selena confesses that she suspects that her husband is having an affair with a nanny. I talked about the nanny before. I talked about the nanny issues, people, right? Don't trust the nanny. Anyway, so when the train arrives at Selena's station, the two women part ways, presumably never to meet again. But days later, Selena's nanny disappears. Soon, Selena finds her once perfect life upended as she is pulled into the mystery of the missing nanny. And as the fractures in her marriage grow deeper, Selena begins to wonder, who was Martha really? Definitely an anticipated read for me. I love Lisa Unger. Again, she's failed me a few times, being honest. The next book is called In the Clearing by J.P. Pomer. Okay, now he's an Australian writer. There's a fly in here, and I'm going to get it. Oh my God, it's driving me nuts. And he wrote a book that was an Audible original. I loved it. So I wanted to pick up another book by him. And this came out in August. So this had been on my TBR for a while because I heard that he had written another book. Apparently this one is, again, about a creepy cult. So I've got a theme going on this month with creepy cults. So from what I gather from the synopsis of the book is that this is about a woman named Freya who may or may not have been raised in this creepy cult, right? Well, I guess she was raised in this cult or had some kind of connection to it because now it seems that this cult wants her son. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm excited about reading it. In the Clearing, J.P. Pomer. Next one, Rosemarys Baby. I decided that I wanted to, because it's October, right, and it's all Halloween-y and everything, I decided I wanted to go back and read Ira Levin's Rosemary's Baby because I read it a long time ago, and it is a short read, as you can see. It is only, a lot of Ira Levin's books are short, which I love, and that's why I love him as a writer. 218 pages, right? That's not too bad. And what I'm going to do is do the audiobook with this this time, which I didn't before years ago, right? And apparently the audiobook is narrated by Mia Farrow, who plays Rosemary in the film Rosemary's Baby. So I thought it would be kind of cool to kind of listen to Rosemary, right, read the book. And we all know this book. We've all probably seen the movie. Those of you who haven't, it's about a young couple in New York, the Upper West Side. They move into this picture perfect, just amazing apartment, which is actually the Dakota Building. If you've ever been to the Upper West Side of New York, a lot of famous people have lived there. John Lennon, that's where he was unfortunately killed. It was outside of the Dakota Building. They meet these really cool older couple that live in the apartment next door, and things happen. Creepy, funky, weird, crazy stuff happens, as you all may know. I'm excited to go back and listen to this again for October because it was freaky. So, Rosemary's Baby, Ira 11, who I love. Next one, Bright Side by Mark Tullius. Okay, now Mark Tullius, you guys probably remember, I mentioned him a lot. He is a great horror writer. If you like Stephen King or Dean Koontz or Bentley Little, you will definitely like Mark Tullius. I was on his podcast, got the attention of Jonathan Mayberry, who is a great writer and writes all kinds of horror, thriller, suspense, all kinds of things, responsible for V-Wars. I love Mark Tullius. He's just such a cool guy. He's a great writer. He was so generous enough to send me all of his books. He has signed and personalized all of them with different inscriptions. Such a great guy. But basically, this book it's got a real short synopsis. So they call us thought thieves, but it's not like we have a choice. All the sick, twisted things rolling around in people's heads, we can't help but hear. That's why they've rounded us up, stuck us in this little town. It's to make you feel safe, but they can't keep us here forever. It's day 100, and it's all going to end. One way or another, I'm getting out of Bright Side. And that is in a quote. I don't know how well I read that. That is what Bright Side is about. I cannot wait to read this. I read 2 of Mark Tullius's short story collections. One was called Untold Mayhem. My memory sucks, people. I'm telling you right now. And Twisted Reunion was the second short story collection I read by Mark Tullius, and they were both fantastic. Check him out for sure. He is great. The next book is The Vanishing by Wendy Webb. Now, this book has been on my radar for a while, and I read a lot of different reviews on this one. It came highly suggested to me. And this book follows a woman named Julia Bishop, whose life is collapsing around her. A stranger appears on her doorstep and has an intriguing job offer for her and asks her to work as a companion to his aging mother. The mother turns out to be a famous horror novelist named Amaris Sinclair. She jumps at the opportunity because why not? This writer she's been a fan of this writer, goes to a place where they live called Havenwood, and this must be Havenwood, right? So the cover itself, I mean, is pretty freaking cool, pretty creepy. That immediately appealed to me. But then twists and turns and mysteries start to unfold. Julia suspects that this too good to be true opportunity is exactly that, too good to be true. So this book has been compared to Haunting of Hill House and Rebecca, which a lot of books are compared to, but I'm kind of excited to read this in honor of Spooktober, The Vanishing by Wendy Webb. I'm going to read this book. Maybe. The next one is The Wives by Taryn Fisher. This one appealed to me because it's about polygamy and like a sister wivesy kind of thing. But I guess in this book, it's not really sister wives. It's more like the wives are living in different areas along the northwest part of America. And they are basically like the Monday girl, the Wednesday girl, the Friday girl kind of situation. So I just find polygamy to be a very interesting thing. I just find it fascinating. I think it's weird. I'm sorry if you're polygamous, but I think it's weird. So this one really, really kind of appealed to me because I've heard great things about it. It did come out, I want to say a couple of years ago. No, it came out last year. It came out last year. Um, and I've read a few books by Taryn Fisher, and I really enjoy her writing style. She's very, she really writes women like just very empowering women. And I love that. So I can't wait to read this. I'm definitely going to read this book because I'm just, again, I'm fascinated by that whole sister wivesy thing. And even though this one might not quite be them all living together, still, it's intriguing. And I guess there's just a lot of crazy stuff that happens. So the wives, Taryn Fisher. I've also added a few other things to my TBR, and those are just some short stories and novellas that I think I can do. And most of you know that, and I'm looking for them as I'm talking right now because I want to save time. I wanted to go back and read some that were part of the Dark Corners collection. That I read a few of these stories already, and they've been really, really good. But they're on the Amazon or Kindle Unlimited Dark Corners collection. So I'm going to insert the pictures of them. But apparently this one is about a mother and daughter who move to a new town, and they're renovating an old Victorian home. So right away, that sets up. That right away, creepy. And again, these are really short. So for me, that's doable. The other one is called Hannah Beast. 34 years ago, on October 31st, poor Hannah Talbot took part in a scavenger hunt gone violently wrong. The mean girls made sure of it. To this day, for a haunted local mother, the most unsettling Halloween costume of all is an urban legend they call Hannah Beast. It's a reminder of the past she can't forget, especially tonight when it's come back so close to home. So I'm probably going to save that one to like right up near Halloween because that one sounds wicked good. And the other one, and my oldest daughter's name is Hannah, but I've never called her Hannah Beast because she's precious. She's 26, but she's still my little Hannah Banana. Alexa, how do you pronounce Joyce Carol Oates' short story, Meo Dao?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I'm asking you. So the next one I'm going to read, and this is the last one, is a short story from this Dark Corners collection by Joyce Carol Oates. And you guys know how much I love Joyce Carol Oates, right? So I am not going to even try to pronounce the name of this story. I'm just going to insert a picture of it. I think it's Chinese. I'm not going to put you through that. So basically with this story, it's about a girl coming of age. Very bad things have been happening to her since Mia, that is her name, began to mature. Her dad left, boys at school can't keep their hands to themselves. A lecherous stepfather has moved in. Ew, maybe I won't read this one. Her only refuge is an abandoned lot on her suburban cul-de-sac crawling with feral felines. One of which follows Mia home. Ghostly white and affectionate, she is Mia's new companion, and as Mia's tormentors will soon discover, her fierce protector. Oh, I like that. See, I didn't read the synopsis before I chose it, but it was Joyce Carol Oates, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to definitely read that one, and it's short. So, but cool, frisky felines coming to the rescue. I love that. So I'm going to read that one. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Let me know what you think I should read, what you think I shouldn't read. It's not a hefty TBR. It's definitely, I think, doable for me. These are books. I'm so like shifty today. Oh my God, I'm so ADHD today. I drink way too much coffee. Yeah, so let me know which are your top 3 that you think I should definitely read. I would love to hear your thoughts. I've been watching everybody's TBRs too, and you guys have some really good picks. So it should be an interesting Spooktober, and I'm wishing you all a great rest of your day, and I will see you the next time.